The silent discovery, the alien exploration ship, Driftseeker, moved slowly through a dark and forgotten star system. Its mission was simple: to map dead space and confirm that no life remained. This region was believed to be empty for more than 500,000 years. Long ago, records said a violent species called humans lived here, but the galaxy believed humans destroyed themselves in endless war. The Driftseeker crew felt calm as they scanned the cold stars. Nothing moved, nothing spoke, and nothing answered their signals. The system looked like a grave, silent and frozen. The alien commander Velen watched the screens with bored eyes. This mission was expected to be easy and forgettable. Then the scanners detected something impossible. A massive shape appeared beyond the orbit of a dead planet. Not a moon, not a star, but metal. More scans revealed thousands of shapes, aligned with perfect order. An entire fleet was floating in deep space, silent and dark. The crew leaned closer to their screens in disbelief. Each ship was enormous, larger than any modern war vessel. Their armor was thick, their weapons ancient but powerful. No energy signals came from them, no lights, no movement. They looked like statues made for war. Velen ordered the ship to move closer. Fear slowly replaced curiosity among the crew. This was not a random graveyard. This fleet was hidden on purpose, far from stars and planets. Someone wanted it to sleep undisturbed. Old data files were opened from the Galactic archive. The name Earth appeared on the screen. A red warning symbol followed it. Earth, death, world. Extreme gravity, extreme conflict, species status, extinct. The crew whispered among themselves. Death world species were known to be dangerous. Even their ruins carried risk. But the records were clear. Humans were gone. There was no reason to fear ghosts. The Driftseeker sent a weak signal toward the fleet. No response came back. They sent another scan, deeper this time. Inside the ships were frozen life signs. Thousands of them, not dead, only sleeping. A heavy silence filled the command room. Sleeping soldiers waited inside metal coffins of ice. Their weapons were still connected to active systems. Time itself seemed to be holding its breath. The fleet was not a grave. It was a trap. Suddenly, a single human ship lit up. One small blue light appeared in the darkness. Then another, and another. The Driftseeker alarms screamed in panic. Energy levels across the fleet began to rise. Ancient systems started to wake after endless sleep. Old human machines checked their They detected unknown ships near the fleet. Automatic defense codes activated without emotion. Orders written 500,000 years ago came alive. A human symbol appeared on the alien screens. It was old, cracked, and worn by time. But its message was clear. A countdown began, slow and steady. Numbers changed in a language lost to history. Velen realized the truth too late. The humans did not die. They prepared, they slept while the galaxy moved on. And now, they were waking up. The Driftseeker tried to escape, but space itself felt heavy with fear. Behind them, the silent fleet continued to glow, like a giant opening its eyes after a long rest. The wrong world had been disturbed, echoes of a dead world. The Driftseeker escaped the edge of the silent fleet with damaged engines and shaken crew. Commander Velen ordered full retreat, but fear followed them through space. Behind their ship, the ancient human fleet continued to awaken, slowly and carefully. No attack came yet, which made the silence even worse. As the alien ship reached safe distance, emergency councils were called across the sector. Holograms of leaders appeared in dark chambers filled with worry. Velen shared the scans, the frozen soldiers, the rising power levels. The room fell into shock when the human symbols appeared on every screen. The elders demanded answers from the archives. Forbidden files were unlocked after thousands of years, records that were never meant to be read again. Stories of a species born on a brutal world called Earth, a world of storms, predators, wars, and endless struggle. Humans were listed as deathworlders. They evolved through pain, conflict, and survival. Where other species avoided danger, humans faced it. Where others broke, humans adapted. This made them feared across the ancient galaxy. The records spoke of human wars that burned stars, of fleets built not for conquest, but for last defense. Humans believed extinction was always near, so they prepared for the worst possible future. They trusted no peace to last forever. One record described the sleeping war fleet, a final answer to a galaxy that might one day forget humanity. The fleet was designed to wait beyond time, to sleep until a threat appeared, or until someone foolish enough disturbed it. The council argued through fear and anger. Some leaders demanded immediate attack. They believed the fleet must be destroyed before it fully woke. Others warned that attacking Deathworlders was suicide. No species had ever won a full war against humans. Velen spoke again, voice heavy with regret. The fleet showed no signs of aggression yet. Only defense systems were active. It was watching, measuring, learning. Humans always studied before striking. More data poured in from long-range sensors. Human ships were powering up one by one. Weapons remained cold, but shields grew stronger. Communication arrays aligned toward alien space. They were listening. The council realized something terrifying. Humans were not angry. They were calm, and calm humans were far more dangerous than angry ones. A young analyst discovered a final detail. The fleet was incomplete. Many ships were missing from the formation, which meant humans had sent other fleets elsewhere long ago. No one knew where those fleets rested. Fear spread faster than any signal. If one sleeping fleet existed, there could be more, hidden across the galaxy like landmines of steel and fire. The galaxy may have been living under human protection without knowing it. The Council's final decision was made in silence. No attack would be launched. No hostile signal would be sent. Observation only. They hoped the humans would choose peace. As the meeting ended, a new signal arrived. Not a weapon lock, not a threat. A simple human broadcast in broken galactic code. Old, slow, and calm. "We are aware of you," the message repeated once, then stopped. Across alien space, leaders understood the truth. The galaxy had awakened something ancient, something patient, something that never forgot why it was built. And somewhere in the dark, human soldiers continued to sleep, waiting for the final command, while the galaxy held its breath, afraid of what Part 3 would bring. The awakening protocol, deep inside the human war fleet. Ancient systems fully came online. Power flowed through forgotten cables and silent halls. Lights turned on after 500,000 years of darkness. The fleet did not rush. It woke with purpose. At the center of the formation, a command vessel activated first. Its core AI, called Sentinel Prime, checked time records. The last log showed a simple order: protect humanity at all costs. No update had arrived since the fall of Earth. Sentinel Prime scanned the stars around the fleet. Unknown ships were detected at long range. Their designs did not match any human ally. Threat probability increased with every second. Defense protocols moved to active state. Across the fleet, cryochambers were checked. Millions of human soldiers were still alive, their hearts slow, their minds dreaming. They slept in armor made for endless war, waiting for a signal older than memory. The AI reviewed ancient war history. Humanity had prepared for extinction more than once. This fleet was the final shield, built when hope was thin and fear was real. Built to answer a galaxy that might turn hostile. Energy surged through weapon systems. Rail cannons aligned, missile bays unlocked. Planet breakers remained sealed. Humans always measured before using true force. That lesson was written deep into the code. Alien sensors picked up massive power spikes. Human shields formed layered walls of light. Each ship supported the others, a formation designed to survive gods and monsters. The galaxy had never seen defense like this. Sentinel Prime attempted communication. Old human languages were converted into galactic code. The message was simple and calm. Identify yourselves. There was no anger in the signal. Inside one command chamber, a human officer stirred. Captain Elias Rourke's cryopod began to open. His body shook as life returned. Eyes opened to cold blue light. The war had called him back. Rourke studied the reports in silence. Earth was gone. Human colonies were missing. Unknown species ruled nearby space. Humanity was alone. He gave his first order without hesitation. Wake limited command staff. Keep main forces asleep. Show strength, not fear. Humans survived by control. Across the fleet, selected officers awakened. Old ranks returned. Old habits followed. No one cried for Earth yet. There would be time for grief later. First came survival. Alien leaders watched in horror and awe. Humans were not confused. They were organized. Every move was planned. Every second mattered. A new human signal was broadcast. Clear, slow, and direct. This fleet is under human protection. Do not approach. Do not threaten. The message ended without insult or threat. That made it more frightening. Humans did not need to shout. Their power spoke for them. The awakening was only beginning. Far away, unknown systems received faint echoes. Other human machines heard the call. Ancient beacons activated in deep space. The sleeping guardians were stirring, and the galaxy stood at the edge of something vast. When humans returned, Captain Ilias Rourke stood inside the command bridge of the ancient flagship. The room was built for war, simple, strong, and honest. Screens showed stars that did not belong to any human map. The galaxy had changed while humanity slept. Rourke listened as officers delivered reports. No trace of Earth, no human colonies, no allies, only unknown species watching from a distance. Humanity had awakened alone. There was no panic among the crew. Humans had faced worse odds before. Extinction was an old fear, not a new one. Preparation was their true strength. The fleet adjusted its formation slowly. Ships moved like parts of one body. Every angle was calculated. Every weakness was covered. The aliens watching from afar felt cold fear grow. Alien commanders sent cautious signals. They spoke with respect and fear. They asked who the humans were. They asked why such a fleet existed. They asked if war was coming. Rourke allowed Sentinel Prime to answer. The reply was calm and clear. We are human. We defend ourselves. We do not seek conquest. The message spread across alien space. Old legends returned to life. Stories once dismissed as myths became real again. Deathworlders had returned, on alien worlds. Civilians watched the broadcasts. They saw massive human ships glowing like silent suns. No wild movement, no reckless action, only control and patience that frightened them more than chaos. Rourke studied alien history carefully. These species had not destroyed Earth. They had arrived long after humanity vanished. The galaxy did not kill humans. Time did. That truth changed everything. Humans were not here for revenge. They were here to survive, and to make sure extinction never happened again. Rourke gave a new order. No first strike, no threats, only defense and presence. Let the galaxy understand without blood. Human ships lowered weapons slightly. Not enough to show weakness, enough to show control. A silent message of confidence. We do not need to attack to win. Alien leaders argued among themselves. Some demanded alliances, others wanted humans to leave, but none dared to challenge them, not after seeing that fleet. Then something unexpected happened. A small alien science vessel moved closer. It carried no weapons, only communication tools, a sign of trust or desperation. Rourke allowed it to approach. The fleet did not react. Guns stayed cold, shields stayed strong. The test was intentional. The alien envoy spoke with shaking voice. They welcomed humans back to the galaxy. They asked what humans wanted. They feared the answer. The bridge remained quiet. Rourke replied with simple words. Peace, space, respect. Nothing more was needed. Those words echoed across the stars. The galaxy realized humans were not monsters. They were survivors, and survivors never forget lessons written in blood. Far behind the command bridge, millions of human soldiers remained asleep, their weapons ready, their minds waiting. Hope rested beside them like a loaded shield. The humans had returned, not as conquerors, not as victims, but as watchful guardians of their own future. And the galaxy began to understand what that truly meant. A test of strength. The galaxy did not relax after the human message. Fear does not fade easily. Many alien leaders believed peace was only a delay. They wanted proof of human limits. They wanted to know if the legends were true. Far from the main fleet, a powerful alien war group gathered. Its commanders believed humans were old and weak. 500,000 years of sleep must have made them slow. Ancient weapons could not match modern technology. That was their hope. Without warning, a small alien strike force crossed the warning line. They did not attack planets. They did not fire on civilians. They targeted a single outer human ship. A careful test. Sentinel Prime detected the movement instantly. Threat level adjusted. Captain Rourke was informed within seconds. He did not shout. He did not rush. Rourke gave one order. Limited response. Teach. Do not destroy. Humans had always believed. Lessons lasted longer than fear. The targeted human ship moved forward alone. It did not call for support. Its shields brightened like a rising star. Alien weapons struck first. Energy slammed into human defenses. The shields held. Not a flicker, not a crack. Alien commanders stared in disbelief. Their strongest weapons meant nothing. The human ship answered with precision. One rail cannon fired. A single shot crossed space in silence. It struck the lead alien cruiser. The ship split apart instantly. No explosion followed, just clean separation. Control, not chaos. The message was clear. This was mercy. Alien ships tried to retreat. Human targeting systems followed, but did not fire. The human ship stopped advancing. The lesson was complete. Enough had been shown. Across the galaxy, recordings spread fast. One human ship against many. No damage, no panic, only calm power. Old legends suddenly felt too small. Alien leaders understood the truth. Humans were not holding back because they were weak. They were holding back because they were strong. This fleet was built to fight extinction itself, not border conflicts. Rourke addressed the galaxy again, his voice steady and human. This was a warning. We do not want war, but we are ready for it. The message carried no anger. That made it impossible to ignore. Peace offered by strength cannot be dismissed, only respected. Alien fleets pulled back from human space. Borders were redrawn without argument. Trade channels reopened carefully. Fear turned into caution. Caution slowly became respect. Inside the human fleet, no celebrations followed. There was no joy in showing power. Humans remembered what war cost. They remembered why this fleet was built. So it would never be used fully. Rourke looked at the sleeping soldiers through observation glass. They had not needed to wake, and he hoped they never would, because the day they did, the galaxy would be burning. The test was over. The answer was clear. Humanity had not returned to rule. It had returned to endure. And now the galaxy knew better than to test them again. The galaxy remembers, after the test of strength, silence returned to space. Not the fearful silence of before, but a careful and respectful quiet, the kind that follows understanding. Alien fleets kept their distance. Borders were marked and honored. No weapons were aimed at human space. No threats were spoken. The galaxy had learned its lesson. Captain Elias Rourke stood once more on the command bridge. He watched as reports confirmed full withdrawal of hostile forces. Trade signals replaced battle alerts. Diplomatic channels opened slowly. Trust began as a fragile thing. Rourke addressed his officers with calm focus. Humanity would not rule the galaxy. It would not hunt revenge. It would survive and observe, just as it always had. Sentinel Prime updated long-term protocols. Defense remained active. Weapons stayed ready but silent. The fleet returned to partial sleep mode. Only Guardians would remain awake across alien worlds. History was rewritten. Old myths about humans were corrected. They were no longer called extinct. They were called watchers, a species that prepared beyond time. Alien children learned new lessons in their schools. Never wake what chose to sleep. Never threaten what survives death worlds. Never assume silence means weakness. The name human carried weight again. Rourke made a difficult decision. Most of the fleet would sleep once more, awake long enough to send a message, long enough to be remembered. Then silence again. A final broadcast was sent across the stars, clear and simple. This galaxy is not ours, but we live in it. Leave us in peace, and you will know peace. The message carried no threat. It did not need one. The proof already existed in shattered ships and quiet borders. Strength had spoken once. It did not need to repeat itself. One by one, massive human ships dimmed their lights. Engines cooled, weapons locked. Giants returned to sleep. Guardians of a future that might never need them. Captain Rourke entered his cryo chamber. He looked at the stars one last time. Different stars, unfamiliar skies, but the same endless darkness. Humanity had always faced the unknown. As his chamber sealed, Sentinel Prime recorded the moment. Human status, dormant. Fleet status, watching. Threat level, low. Hope level, acceptable. Far away. Alien astronomers watched the fleet disappear. No explosions, no war, just silence again. A silence filled with meaning. 500,000 years from now, if someone searched the dark again, if someone disturbed what slept, the answer would be the same. Humanity would still be ready, because humans did not vanish. They endured, they prepared, they waited, and the galaxy would never forget that lesson again.